Thomas. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today for this talk. It's a pleasure being with you here in Odoo Experience 2022. We've been here in Brussels in 2019 and too many changes since then. But it's always a pleasure to be here. So we have with us today Sabine from Planix Technology. She's the project manager. And myself, Tony, VP Business Solution. And we're here today to discuss the success story, one out of many success stories that we have, the paperless journey of seventh dimension. Sabine.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being on the talk here today. I'm very excited to be part of Odoo Experience 2022. It's the first for me, and it is an experience indeed. So, speaking of Planix Technologies, our company, a quick overview. We are a leading digital transformation partner in the Middle East and GCC regions. We are operating in 5 countries: Lebanon, Egypt, UAE, Kuwait, and KSA, and very soon to Qatar, and other countries, of course. We are Odoo Gold Partner, and we've been awarded Odoo Best MENA Partner in 2020 and 2021. Yes, it was COVID times, and we still made it. The only option we have is actually to fulfill Odoo, to be able to fulfill Odoo demand in the market. The only option we have is to grow. We've grown by 160%. We are 80 plus employees handling more than 40 projects across our countries. All of this thanks to Odoo. Speaking of success stories, which is one of our milestones during the project implementation, we are here today to discuss the paperless journey of seventh dimension. Seventh dimension is one of our big key accounts in the region, and their success stories is an amazing and exciting one. Founded in 2010, they are based in Kuwait. They are leaders in smart device distribution, retail, e-commerce, and home services. And you can imagine how many applications they can have, all of them actually from Odoo. They have also grown so much, even during COVID. They were 20 employees, around 20 employees in 2019, and they are about 160 employees in 2022 across 4 countries. We are speaking of an implementation of 7 companies, 5,000 plus SKUs, 3,000 plus daily transactions, all of them fully paperless. Tony?
Thank you, Sabine. So before we move into the details of the success story and the implementation, actually we were expecting Mr. Adel from 7th Dimension to join us, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So the guys and 7D team, they sent us a video from their offices. I would like to thank them all, and I wish they could make it today with us. So we'll take a minute just to watch a video for Odoo at 7th Dimension, and then we will discuss the story.
Lotos, 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 72. Lotos, 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 72. É a máquina do tempo e na velocidade.
You have invested in your time to learn, to educate yourself. We will continue to educate our people, educate communities. We are investing in the true future of the North Star.
So that was a word from Adel, the business director of Seventh Dimension. Talking about the success story, what does it mean for a company to turn from a paperwork company, manual work being done, to a fully paperless company? Talking about COVID, you know, every single company, including us, we struggled. It's very amusing to see everyone is mask-free today. Every single company, they struggled. They needed to adapt to the changes happening in the market. They needed to find solution. Just a few of them, they exploited the opportunity in COVID to provide a value for the market and to turn it into an opportunity to adapt and change their processes. And Seventh Dimension is one of those few companies that they used those 2 years to change their processes. What was a must just to overcome the struggle became a process, unchangeable process that should be implemented at their team. So anytime we're talking about a success story, we need to have measurable KPIs. How did we measure? How did they challenge us? How did we contribute to their paperless journey? Talking about KPIs, we have selected a couple of KPIs for you. Better organization, time saving. And this is one of the most important KPI for us. So basically, manually managing an organization from files to documents, paperwork, is a really time-consuming task. On average, every single person or employee in a company, they consume 10 minutes a day just to find lost items. I spend much more, but which is an average of 6 months a year. By now, turning into a paperless company, Seventh Dimension team are really spending this time with a much joyful activities. No more looking for lost documents. All whatever information, whatever document transaction they need is just a few search query and a button away. Increased efficiency. So efficiency is every single entrepreneur in every single company, line managers, head of departments, they do care about efficiency. They need to make sure that the ROI, return on management of their employee is optimum. And they need to make sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do, not executing tasks just to manage what they have on hand. And by turning into a paperless company, by having accessibility to all the documents away, they made sure that all their employees are executing the task that they are supposed to do. Reduce cost. This is the most important KPI. Although all the others are important, but reducing the cost is very important, especially also with COVID. We're talking about papers, and not only papers. We're saving papers, yes, we are, but it's much more beyond that. We're saving ink, we're saving toners, we're saving printers, we're saving repair and maintenance of multiple machineries that we have in the company. On average, every single employee costs the company $80 per month just to manage the manual paperwork. This is 4 times Odoo license cost by now, just the paperwork at the company. So other than the cost, we have enhanced security, especially for Seventh Dimension. They have suppliers, they have customers, they have bank reconciliation, so we're talking about very sensitive documents. And paperwork, I would say, is one of the most critical liability for the company. So reducing the risk of having stolen, damaged, lost documents is very important, and this is what they achieved. So now they are able to build trust with their customer by making sure that security is way beyond having their documents in a locked file or locked cabinet. It's in a very safe place with the proper access right by giving only the needed person the needed access right to access the needed documents. So security at the highest, we reduce the risk of losing documents or stealing or disclosing very confidential information. Easier access, and this is one of the most important KPI for COVID. Distribution company, they have to fulfill the market. They have suppliers, they have shipment, they have landed cost, they have insurance, they have customers that they need to shop in store, and this is where they shifted from in-store shopping to majority to be as e-commerce portal. And all the teams, they were fully operating from their couches. We had a need to be able to work anytime, anywhere. And what was a must, again, as I said, just to overcome the consequences of COVID, today is an opportunity where they can still work anywhere, anytime, and do whatever they need. The ease of access of Odoo gave them the opportunity, issue sales order, even POS, delivering online, fulfilling, approving documents, signing authorized documents, all of this without being able to do the paperwork and to go to the office to do it. eco-friendly. So one of the important KPIs as well is that seventh dimension, they contributed to the well-being of the environment. They reduced the total number of papers used from 10,000 on average per employee, we're talking about 160 employees, to almost 5 or even less. This will help a lot because on average, every single employee will spend or will use 10,000 documents per year. Today, seventh dimension, they are fully paperless and they are not using their documents at all. Peace of mind, we're all looking for peace of mind. So all the other KPIs, they will lead to a peace of mind. Every single employee in the company, he knows that his documents, his customer's document, the company confidential information are stored in a very safe place. And he's making sure that all his employees, instead of worrying about all their documents or any useless process that they don't need to maintain, they are really focusing on what matters. And this is giving them a peace of mind. So this is the success stories that we have done with seventh dimension. I believe it's a short milestone of a much bigger one. We're looking to automate multiple additional processes for them. But so far, they were very satisfied and very happy with what they have done so far. Thank you. Any questions so far?
Thank you for asking all the questions.
So, hello. So usually when we do implementations on our side as well, you have always ups and downs, which is, I guess, normal in implementation. When you would have to do the implementation again, would you change something or would you go with the same approach again?
Basically, for sure, there's the learning curve throughout the implementation. And mainly, it's not related to Odoo implementation. Again, Odoo implementation, you can implement it anytime, anyhow, the way you want. It's just the learning curve. You have teams, you have departments from accounting, from HR, from distribution, logistics. They used to have a set of processes. I need to sign this document and send it to another person. So the adaptation to the new processes was the main challenge, implementing. But the good point with seventh dimension specifically, that the team is invested in Odoo. They challenged us. They obliged us to move them paperless. And once you have such customer, half of the journey is achieved. And then it's up to us to implement it the way they want. So we provided the needed consultancy, yes, but then they have people. You know, when you don't have resistance, you will be so glad to assist, you will be so glad to help. They wanted us to move them paperless, and they helped in this process. So we didn't struggle when it comes to Odoo as a tool, because you know Odoo is an integrated ERP. It gives you all the opportunity, but you just need to know how to do it. They know properly how to do it. We helped them, and we did it. And the users, you can imagine a 70, 80 years old employee who is really adapting to e-sign a document. It's something that we are all proud of.
Any other questions?
Basically, what modules? So we have set of all the native modules of Odoo, in addition to many custom add-ons that we have developed just to help in the localization. But being a distributor, retailer, and online platform, with the need of the internal application, they are using almost around 54, which is almost all Odoo applications, in addition to a lot of add-ons.
Maybe just a general question, but do you plan to revisit client like Seventh Dimension now when all apps are getting free, or do you let the clients to come back to you with their needs if they have new needs? Both directions could be.
Would you like to answer?
Can you just repeat the question?
So now that with the new pricing that we presented yesterday, all apps are basically, well, not free, you have to pay for the apps, of course, but I mean, you can use all apps now with the same, based on the users now. So do you plan to re-evaluate your business flow and maybe implement something else? But you said you have already a lot of applications implemented, so might not
For
be
seventh dimension specifically, or for other customers?
in general.
For seventh dimension, we owe them application. They have all the applications needed in the market. So, but for other customers, now with the set of the new users that you have all apps included, I think it's a plus for us to introduce new applications that they were not of their main interest. Give you an example, email marketing. 10% of our project, they included email marketing. Today, because they know that they are paying for it, they will know the value of it. which we and you and everyone in this room knows that it will drive business to them. So, but as long as they are not paying for it, they will use it. I think it's a plus for us. For sure, we will take more implementation service fees. So this is a plus for us. But for them, it's an opportunity to know the applications of Odoo. And for sure, we have a journey once we go back to, to Dubai that we will need to introduce this new pricing model and give them the opportunity to get introduced to new applications.
Thank you.
I'd like to add one more thing, that with each customer and each industry, we learn throughout the different applications, and we do implement and customize and do our modules and products that we can apply also to other clients. And now with having Odoo access to all applications, I believe we'll have a lot of work to do, because even smallest industries and businesses will ask for more than only the applications that they need, since they have access for them.
Yeah. How long was the implementation? So I think everyone is willing to move now from here because this is the last talk today, but I will take 3-4 minutes to tell you about the story with Seventh Dimension. Our story with Seventh Dimension started with a very small project. It was, I think, 3-4 days task that some partners, they were not able to do it. We told them, we will do it for you and then we will achieve it. He said, fine. We delivered, and then we started having showers of projects with them. We ended up being partners with them because it's all about partnership. It's not about customer-provider thing. So far till now, been like 24 months or 23 months journey, and we still forecast around 4 years in advance. They already renewed, they went for 3 additional years. Again, when the customer is invested in Odoo, you can do anything, you can do magic for him. So the implementation is continuous. We have dedicated team for them, and they are adapting to all the new changes that's happening in the market, especially when it comes to GCC region and MENA. There's new things, new labor law, new changes every while, so we have to be with them and supporting them. The paperless journey, I believe it's Kaizen. It's continuously improving process that should take into account, and every single future will require to be paperless later on, so it's being implemented continuously. So far, 2 years.
And ongoing.
Okay, guys, anything to add? Tailored application. So yes, they have integrated requirements. They have requirements to integrate with external application, again, for the local market them. So we did customized applications for them. Although we don't, this is all the partners, this is what they say. We don't like customization. We like native Odoo, but sometimes it doesn't work, especially on previous version. Odoo 16 will cover much more processes and operation. But being on older version, which now we are moving to migrate them to new version, yes, we had to customize just to fulfill some localization requirement. Yeah. Agile, I think. Yeah. Shall I take it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
but just can you repeat the question with the mic, please? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. How did you tackle the implementation process regarding giving them an offer about your estimated efforts and about the efforts being delivered by you in the project?
So overall, now we're using the man-day rate. Okay, so it's a man-day rate that we have, and then we project management office will estimate the efforts needed based on the requirement, and then we estimate accordingly. With Seventh Dimension, we used to buffer because they are very, how we say it, they are tough on deadlines. You don't meet deadlines, you don't get paid. And none of the partners meet deadlines, although we have some deviation, you know. So we used to buffer with them, and we used to estimate accordingly. Now we're very transparent with them. We have man-day rate, and we have timesheet on Odoo, so it's time and material. Before we use the fixed cost approach, we scope small change requests. The bigger project, we had a proposal for it, and we implemented accordingly. But now, as of today, there are small change requests or variation orders that we can use timesheet, time and material, and then we charge them accordingly. But usually we follow Agile. So when it comes to implementation, we follow the Agile approach, where we can implement through sprint with them. So we have weekly implementation with Seventh Dimension based on a AMC, predefined AMC, and support tickets that they have.
Regarding the task estimation or the project estimation, there's always an evolving and an updated plan, because you know the scope will expand and the client will ask for much more, and we will deviate from the original plan. We try to keep it to meet the deadlines, let's say, as much as possible, but it is very usual to have other requirements, new requirements, and this is where the project will continue and expand.
I just need to add one more thing before we just seal the session. We do care about a perfect implementation. I have a client, he's asking for a sales order, but most of the cases, our main problem is that we don't put ourselves in the customer's shoes. Yes, the sales order is working, but the sales order does not fulfill his process or the standard operation procedures. Then when he starts using Odoo, he will know that, okay, the functionality is there, but it's not the way he wants it. We do focus on two main phases in the project. Planning, which is 40% of our project life cycle, almost 40, and the learning curve and the transfer of knowledge. Our consultants, they will be sitting with them, making sure that, yes, you deliver. The developer, he developed. The implementers, he knows how to do it, but you are delivering it to an end user. It's a new functionality for him. Monitoring the post-implementation, if are people using this functionality that the company paid for, are they really using it the way it should be used? This is post-go-live companionship period where we make sure that they are properly using the system is very important. And this is what helps in creating really a success story, having a customer really invested in Odoo and really satisfied. Any other questions?
Yes.
No.
Hello.
Hi.
So I have a question from the live chatter. Do you use the OCR and the EA for the paperless system?
Do you?
Do you use the OCR and the EA
Yeah.
for the paperless system?
Yes, actually we do use the OCR, but unfortunately, because now we are in the GCC and MENA region, the Arabic language is a challenge. You know, because that's why we have, Odoo, you have the digitalization of bills in the system and the expenses, which is a plus. But sometimes you have bills in Arabic, and the recognition of Arabic font is somehow a challenge. That's why we use a custom OCR, and thanks for Odoo that giving us the opportunity to integrate with it. So we are digitalizing all the transaction. Sometimes it's applicable, but to be realistic, in some cases it's not very accurate, or sometimes not applicable. It's better for them to write it. But yes, we are using them. We are aiming to have 100% implementation of an OCR, because I do believe that it will save and it will improve all the KPIs that you have mentioned: cost, time, efficiency,
Peace of
security.
mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question? All right, thank you, Dan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.